use some sentences with adverb clauses of time in them. Lewis, when does a witch wake up?
A witch wakes up before the sun goes down. She must be ready for the night.
Good, Lewis. And what is the adverb clause?
Before the sun goes down is the adverb clause.
Excellent. Monica, when does a dwarf leave his cave?
A dwarf leaves his cave when it's time for work.
Okay, and what's the adverb clause?
When it's time for work is the adverb clause.
Excellent. And Rosa, when does a wizard pick up his staff?
Before he sees an enemy, he picks up his staff.
Okay, thank you. What's the adverb clause?
Before he sees an enemy is the adverb clause.
Great. I'm happy everyone understands. Now, when you look and listen, you can practice.
Look and listen.
When the fairy godmother came, the prince was asleep. The drawbridge was closed after the soldiers left. Before the moat was filled, the witches collected the dead frogs. The giant ate the dwarf after pulling off his head.
Read and repeat.
Well, now let's look at adverb clauses which express purpose. Please take a look. The giant caught the dwarf family so that he could roast them for dinner. The genie granted the wish so that he could go back to his lamp. Now, in the first sentence, the adverb clause is so that he could roast them for dinner. So that expresses a purpose. So that means a purpose, or it answers the question, what for? The giant caught the dwarf family for a purpose. The purpose was to eat them for dinner. Now in the second sentence, so that he could go back to his lamp is an adverb clause. So that expresses purpose, and so that can also be used to express ability as well. Purpose or ability. Can is then used in the adverb clause. Let's have a look at this example. The wizard is going to perform a trick so that he can get rid of the annoying elves. So that plus can is ability. Let's practice. Lewis, would you marry a witch?
Yes, I would marry a witch so that I could get free brooms. Now I'm a dirty person.
Always an interesting answer from you, Lewis. And Rosa, would you live with a giant?
I would live with a giant so that I could sit on his head and see everywhere. He should be a nice doll.
Good answer. And Monica, would you like to be a fairy?
I would like to be a fairy so that I can fly. I would fly everywhere.
Thank you very much, everyone. And now, please look and listen so that you can improve your English.
Look and listen.
The dwarf polished the ring so that he could give it to his wife. Merlin the magician bought a new wand so that he could do more tricks. The workers dug a wider moat around the castle so that the enemy couldn't get inside. Barb bought the book Peter Pan so that she could read it to her daughter before bed.
Read and repeat.
Now let's look at another kind of adverb clause. And these are adverb clauses which show cause. Cause. And these kind of adverb clauses usually use the words because, or now that, or since. And they answer the question why. Have a look at these examples, please. Because the princess was sleepy, the prince visited the fairy godmother alone. Now that the giant is dead, the elves can go back to the forest. Since a witch is evil, she can make potions to hurt people. Now, in the first sentence, because the princess is sleepy, because the princess was sleepy, is the adverb clause. The adverb clause says why the prince went home alone. Why did he go alone? He went alone because the princess was sleepy. In the second sentence, now that the giant is dead, is the adverb clause. Now that means because now. So now that the giant is dead, now that the giant is dead means because the giant is dead. Because the giant is dead. Now that the giant is dead, because the giant is dead. It's the same. So we use now that for present and future situations. In the third sentence, since a witch is evil is an adverb clause. Now, since means because. Since means because. But it expresses a well-known fact. We all know this. We know that the witch is evil, so we use since. Since can also be used in adverb clauses of time, but it has a different meaning. It has a time meaning. Have a look at this example. Since the princess was born, the castle has been a better place to live. The sentence means that from the time the princess was born, the castle has been a better place to live. Well, let's practice. Okay, Rosa, in Cinderella, why did the prince look for the woman who had lost her shoe?
He looked for her so that he could give the shoe back to her. Then he could marry her.
You remember the story well.
Yes.
And Monica, in Robin Hood, why did he steal from the rich people?
He stole money from the rich people because he wanted to help the poor.
Good. And Lewis, why did the genie give 3 wishes?
Since he was a good genie, he gave 3 wishes.
Very good.
Review.
Now, let's do some exercises. I'd like you to fill in the blanks with the appropriate adverb ending in ly. Lewis, you can go first. The children ran from the witch something.
I hope it's not slowly. The children ran from the witch quickly.
Good. The children ran from the witch quickly. Monica, this one's for you. People must act something after they are given wishes by a genie.
People must act carefully after they're giving wishes by a genie.
Very good answer. People must act carefully after they are given wishes by a genie. And Rosa, the last one's for you. You should speak something when talking with a wizard.
You should speak politely when talking to a wizard.
Good. You should speak politely when talking with a wizard.